Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rosa Deng, host of the English Educational Training section. Today, our trainer is the 2013 D67 International Speech Champion, Anson said. It's my honor to introduce him to you. Anson is a native English speaker from Edmonton, Canada. He has been provided English language instruction to academics, professionals, and the business community in and around Kaohsiung since 2003. He is widely known for his dynamic presentation style and has provided inspiration for next generation. Today, he told me his hobby are to print the new seeds of success for the next generation and the talented Toastmaster member. His topic is Awaken Champion in You and maximize your Toastmaster journey. Are you ready to meet the champion in you? Yes. Let's welcome handsome, awesome, but not lonesome, Anson there.
What? You've seen this before? For those who don't know, the last time a Toastmaster did this on the stage happened to be the world champion of public speaking. When I saw that speech, I said to myself, I want to be just like Mohammed Khatani. I want to know everything he knows. I want to do everything he does. And I'm going to start by lighting it up. No. On the stage. Are you kidding me? I had a stroke 10 days ago. Thank God I'm alive, because God must have heard me and say, I'm not done yet. Distinguished guests, Mr. International President, leaders, fellow Toastmasters. I'm sure when you see people like Mohammed Khatani, you have to ask yourself the question, how do they do it? How did he do it? When we come to conferences, we listen to speeches, we ask ourselves, how do they do it? I also think, well, it's not just the world champion speakers. I'm talking about successful Toastmasters who've taken their lives to a new level. In personal and professional achievement, their awesome journey in Toastmasters, how do they do it? I'm also talking about high-profile Toastmasters, those who achieve on and off the stage, and they often get profiled in Toastmasters magazine, like Mohammed Khatani, Ted Kokaran, our very own George Yen, and many, many more. But there are also those who achieve quietly. They impact the world around them. They improve in their skills. They take on new challenges, and they conquer their fears. When we see their success and we see the possibility in our lives, that's when we get empowered, right? And we get to carry the dream of Dr. Ralph Smedley. It's no wonder why that Toastmasters is 91 years young. But the question still is, how did they do it? Or better yet, the question is, what is the secret to their success? How do they have such an awesome and amazing journey in Toastmasters? What's the difference between a successful Toastmaster and an uber successful Toastmaster? I know there's one guy in here who's like, ooh, I got the Uber app, I got the Uber app. Today, I promise you, I'm going to be speaking from my heart. Because I want to know how those successful Toastmasters really perform. The goal for today is for me to reignite your passion for Toastmasters. Or if you're new to Toastmasters, to really know the reason why that you are here. We're going to explore what champions have done. And we're going to apply some of what they've done in our lives. And ultimately, in the next 45 minutes, I would like every person in here to walk out these doors knowing that there is a champion in you. Everybody's got that champion. That champion is waiting, yearning. Actually, that champion is demanding you to succeed. For those who have already experienced success, you know that the champion in you just wants more. So are you ready? Are you ready to journey with me to find out what the secret is to those successful Toastmasters?
Yes.
All right. Let me talk you into a little background to this workshop, how this workshop came to be. 6 weeks ago, Simone Nash and Teresa Zhang graciously invited me to do a workshop. And I thought, fantastic! Woo! I'm very pumped because this is the opportunity for me to find out what the secret is to a successful Toastmasters experience. I sat down with Eric Liang over dinner, my mentor, and I explained what I was going to embark on. And I told him, I said, this is a perfect excuse for me to contact the best of the best in Toastmasters and to ask them personally how they did it. I'm also doing this workshop for a Toastmaster I know very well. I've known him all my life, and I'll just spend a couple minutes just explaining who he is. He was born in a poor family. With his parents uneducated, he never had a mentor. He was also born with a mental illness, ADHD, they call it. So he was not able to focus or concentrate. So he did poorly in school. In fact, he was illiterate. He couldn't read or write until he was in the 7th grade. That carried on into his professional life. And you can imagine how difficult and a struggle that he had. And over a pint of beer, a friend of his introduced him to Toastmasters. He took a leap of faith. But you can imagine how he sat in the back, really fearful and shy, and obviously very, very fearful of table topics. But speech after speech, project after project, his Toastmasters friends would encourage him. And he gained confidence. Confidence that he had never experienced before. Soon enough, he would become the president of his club. And with his confidence and passion, his club grew. And that took notice of some Toastmasters, and he was invited to do about a 10-minute workshop. That workshop ended in a standing ovation. And a lady came up to him and said, "You know what? You're an international speaker." And his response was, "Are you kidding me? I'd never even been to a conference before." But you see, the seed was planted, and that seed grew. He joined the speech contest later that spring, and he won the area contest. He won the division contest, and he won the district contest. And he didn't realize that that lady's vision was coming true. He was on the plane and he thought, wait a minute, I'm leaving this place, I'm going to another country, I'm gonna be an international speaker. Well, that speaker one went to the semifinals in Cincinnati. And he thought about all the wonderful mentors and support that he got from this little island called Taiwan. And now he's finding himself speaking in front of many lovely Toastmasters. I told you I know this Toastmaster very well. That Toastmaster's me. So I want to thank all the Toastmasters that supported me in my journey. And now my journey is really just starting. This is the beginning of my journey. And I want to know how successful Toastmasters do it. So the first person I called, Dana Watson. Now I'm sure all of you went to her workshop, but for those who didn't go, she is a champion in almost every category of speech contest. She's an amazing speaker, an amazing person, and she really soaks up information like a sponge. Maybe you didn't know that 4 years ago, Diana Watson was on a leadership track. And she had just done a workshop, and over lunch, our past district governor, Grace Shu, tried to convince her to be in a speech contest. You wouldn't believe how enthusiastic she was. She was so excited. She said to Grace Shu, she said, "Speech contest? Oh, no. No. Grace, no! Grace, no! Ew, speech contest, that's too much work, Grace. That's too much work. I don't want to do that." But Grace convinced her. And Diana Watson pushed herself out of her comfort zone, plastering her wall with stickies, telling her what her new goals were. And we know the result of that. She's an awesome champion. But she's also an amazing leader. The leader of TTC. Where's TTC? The Taichung Toastmasters Club. Anybody? Anyways, happy birthday. She was the club president and the first foreigner president in 20 years. So you can imagine that the culture in that club was quite different. And she made it a goal to change that club culture. She succeeded. And she also became an area governor, leading in a language that's not her native tongue. But now she is completely fluent in Chinese Mandarin. Makes me look kind of bad, but she also has not just one, but 3 mentors. Amy Ye, Teresa Zhang, and Deepak Menon. She really took steps to be a champion. So I asked myself, okay, how much time did you spend in Toastmasters? And Diana said, "Oh, I spent so much time in there, If I were to monetize the amount of time I put into Toastmasters, it would be a good retirement nest egg. And I thought, well, okay, there are many Toastmasters that invest their time into what I think is really the best program that you can get. The best program. And I've narrowed it down to 3: learning, leadership, and legacy. That's the whole nutshell of the Toastmasters program. Learning, leadership, and legacy. Now that's a speech in itself. But I want to know, what did they do in there? People like Dana Lamont. Dana Lamont didn't let something called visual impairment stop him from achieving great success. He was visually impaired since the age of 4. And he rose up the ranks, and in 1978, he graduated from the University of Southern California with a law degree. And then a year later, he became a district judge in America. He told me that in 1988, he joined Toastmasters with a goal of improving his humorous delivery and as well as his gestures on the stage. I wish I had a follow-up interview with him. He went on a speaking tour, so I didn't get a chance to follow up. I kind of asked myself, I wonder what happened at that wedding. What could have caused him to want to join Toastmasters? And I thought, well, I let my mind run. This is what I came up with. Somebody told me that the best man had to deliver a humorous speech. I am a man, and yes, I think I'm the best. Why isn't anybody laughing? Better join Toastmasters. In 1989, he joined a district contest. He didn't participate in it. He wanted to support a fellow Toastmaster who was delivering a speech, and he thought, well, this looks fun. No, wait, he didn't say that. This sounds fun. And, sorry, didn't know that happened. And he made a 5-year plan. He thought in 5 years he would be ready to participate in a speech contest. Well, he kind of cut short his schedule from 5 years to 5 months. Because in 1990, he participated in his first speech contest, and he placed 3rd in the district. A year later, he tried again. He placed 2nd in the world. And 1 year after that, he became the world champion of public speaking. The amazing thing about Dana Lamont is that he didn't stop there. In 1993, a year later, he became an accredited speaker, one of the highest and most prestigious, distinguished accomplishments that you can achieve. He is the first Toastmaster to be an accredited speaker and a world champion. He decided when he won that trophy that he would become a professional speaker. And he's been speaking all around the world for the next 21 years. All around America, all around the world, impacting people's lives and telling them to make the most of every single moment you have. His motto is not to have an excuse. And he's also a writer. This is his book, Making the Moment Meaningful. So he wrote 4 books and has audio recordings. Tammy Miller. You might have heard that name earlier. She joined Toastmasters in 1998 in Ohio. She was so scared to be on the stage that her left hand would be shaking And her right hand would be trying to stop it from shaking. And that was for 5 speeches. 5 speeches, she was really scared. After the 5th speech, she had to move from Ohio to Pennsylvania. And when she went to Pennsylvania, she was really discouraged because the club leader there told her that she had to do all 5 of her previous speeches again. She's like, what? I gotta do them all again? They said, yeah. She's like, why? Are you trying to torture me? They're like, no, the Ohio Toastmasters didn't register you, so you gotta do it all again. Like, oh, man. Now, she could have quit, right? Yeah. She could have quit, but she didn't. She not only did those 5 speeches, she rose up the ranks through Toastmasters, all the way up to district governor. She told me when she was a district governor, she was a leader of a district that was beginning to crack, flounder, and very close to failing. And she remembers this one moment when she was in a board meeting. And this man came up to her and looked her in the eye, put his big arm around her, and said, Tammy, I believe in you. She said, wow, the international president of Toastmasters believes in me. That international president was Ted Corcoran. Oh. She was so giddy. She took a picture with Ted Corcoran, blew it up, and put it right in her living room wall. Then she took a marker and she wrote down on the bottom, I believe in you. Every time she had a problem or she faced difficulties, she looked at that picture. Ted Corcoran believes in me. The international president believes in me. Later, she found out that Ted Corcoran said, I believe in you to everybody. But that's okay. That's okay. She loves him. She loves him. Tammy Miller didn't stop there. She went on to become the international director, one of the highest positions that you can achieve in Toastmasters. And she was also the one who got the entire board of directors and the executive board of directors to wear those red clown noses. I'm like, how does she have so much fun? She has so much fun doing what she does. One day, she was driving on a country road, and she passed by a cemetery. You know a cemetery, right? Yeah. And she looked over, and a thought came into her mind. And the thought was, Tammy, don't let your dreams die in you. That shocked her because she looked at that cemetery and thought, wow, how many dreams are in that cemetery? Right there, she knew what she had to do. She left her job of 18 years, a safe and secure job of 18 years, to pursue something that she's always wanted to do. To be a professional speaker, a professional auctioneer, a writer, a mentor, a coach. She's done so many amazing things. Just last year, or earlier this year, she was voted by Huffington Post, a very famous organization. She's voted as the top 15 women in America over 50. The top 15 women in America. She's highly sought after and has done amazing things. Henry Flowers. You might have heard his name before too. He's my mentor. And it's thanks to Haishuo Li, he introduced me to him. But he has done amazing things through Toastmasters as well. But in fact, he joined Toastmasters by accident. He was working for a telecommunications company, and at a meeting, there was like a heated argument. His coworkers were taking on new customers and hogging all the commissions, while giving off customers to other people that had problems. He's like, that's wrong, man. That's wrong. You owe it to the customers to take care of their problems. You know, they pay the bills. And when they pay the bills, they pay your salary. All you salespeople make the highest salaries here, but you don't have the highest morale. There was a silence in the room. And then a coworker stood up and said, "You should be a professional speaker." He's like, "Well, that was pretty good, wasn't it?" His coworker Lionel was a Toastmaster. He gave him a CD of an African professional speaker who happened to also be a Toastmaster and participated in the Chicago World Championships. He listened to that CD and he was absolutely amazed. And the words that he said was, "I want that." He said, "I want that. That is my future." So in 2007, he joined Toastmasters. And he also contacted Dr. Willie Jolly, who is a world champion finalist. He just looked up the website, Googled the website, called the number that was below, and said, "Dr. Willie Jolly, hi, this is Henry Flowers. I want to know what you know." Dr. Jolly said, "Okay, I'll teach you." And the next 14 months, he studied all the world champions. He pored over the books. He poured out of all the information. And he was a world finalist after only 14 months of studying how to become a speaker. Only 14 months. But he didn't stop there. He went to the National Speakers Association, a very big organization in America, and he met a friend named Patty Jo Sewell. She's a professional speaker, and he told her what he wanted. He said, "I want to be a professional speaker, and I want to be able to communicate my message to this kind of audience." She helped him publish his first book. This book has helped many, many teenagers and young adults to find out their worth and their goals, for young people to become great people. And so now he's speaking all over America. And not only that, he's also a singer, a recording artist. What amazing things that these Toastmasters have done. So Toastmasters is a big factor, but not the factor. And that was surprising to me. What drives then these Toastmasters and many others to be uber successful? I asked the question, what drives them? What drives them to face their fears and conquer them? To smash out of their comfort zones, to establish big and bold goals, to find world-class coaches and mentors, and to have fun, to enjoy Toastmasters. And quite strangely, all these Toastmasters like to write books. People like Kingy Biddle. In 2013, he's the runner-up world champion. I asked myself, how does Kingy have that drive to learn the art of storytelling? And he's perfected the art of storytelling because when he went to the world stage, the world final, I don't know if you know, he went to the world final without a speech. That 7 minutes was impromptu. So he knows his stories. What drives him to practice in such a way that he could just deliver a world-class speech? What drives him to be able to speak in public at any time and anywhere? And I challenge all of you to try what he does. I do it sometimes, but not to the effect that he does. He calls it ninja speeches. Everyone say, what's a ninja speech? Okay, what's a ninja speech? That's when you jump into a public area like a bank and you just start speaking. And you'd be successful when they didn't call the police. But that's what he does. And what drives him to do that? What drove him to find world-class mentors like Darren LaCroix, Ed Tate? What drives him to have a communications company, to be a TV presenter and a radio host? He is the pride of New Zealand. What drives you? What is your motivation to do what you are doing right now? What's the fuel that burns in you? So I've learned the key to unleashing the champion in you. The champion that is waiting, yearning, and demanding you to be successful and to have an awesome Toastmasters experience. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, hold on to your hats. I didn't write this, okay? This is from them. Dun, 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 dun. Their visions are ridiculously awesome. This is a reoccurring theme over this weekend. I thought that having an awesome Toastmasters experience was to go through a certain process. Communicator, CC, ACB, ACBDD, CB, got that, okay? But no, it's a vision. And Douglas Wrong in the previous session also said that even TGIF and other amazing clubs start with a vision. In fact, we heard in the last session that Douglas said that if someone wants to join a club, you got to ask the question, why? Why are you joining the club? When I heard the words, your visions need to be ridiculously awesome, I had to ask myself, do I have a vision that's ridiculously awesome? I had to think really hard. Did I ever have a vision? Wait a minute, yes I did. And I'll share with you. In 2001, that's when I came to Taiwan for the first time. I was here on vacation. I was the best man for my friend's wedding. And the wedding was over at Davao, which is not far from here. And I was on the stage, and I saw a girl, and she was totally beautiful. And I thought, I'm not really pointing at you, okay, but she's the one. The visions that were in my mind were the amazing marriage, the happy times that we'd have together, just the awesomeness. And I don't even know her. I knew that she was the one. So I went back to Canada. I said to my boss, I quit. I sold all my things, came to Taiwan to get the girl. I got the girl. Just don't ask her. She'd be like, hi, holla, hi, holla. Your vision's got to be ridiculously awesome. Diana had a ridiculously awesome vision of becoming a champion. Henry Flowers had a ridiculously awesome vision of becoming a professional speaker. The same with Tammy Miller. And the same with Dana Lamont. Do you have that ridiculously awesome vision that will just put that fire in you that nothing else will ever get in your way? That is a ridiculously awesome vision. Visions spread to many areas of your life. Your family, your career, your finances, your health, you name it. The vision is so important to having an amazing life. Like Avinash Agarwal from India. He started off in Toastmasters in 2006 because he had a vision that many girls would like Toastmasters. That was a joke. And he joined Toastmasters in 2006, but same as Tammy Miller, he was really scared, shaking like a leaf. He told me that on a third project, there were many guests. There were 50 people in that meeting. He was so scared, but he powered through it. He remembers one day that a fellow Toastmaster delivered a humorous speech. And it was so funny, the laughter was infectious. It spread like wildfire. And he said, I want that. So he participated in speech contests every year, 7 consecutive years. And on the 7th year, he made it to the world stage. He placed 3rd in the semifinals. But that was the key to let him know it's my time. So he dropped everything to become a professional stand-up comedian. He started with an open mic. But after 2 years, this picture was taken only 2 years ago, only after 2 years, he's now starring in TV shows, movies, he's on the covers of magazines, and he told me that his dream is to one day host the Oscars. And he wants to be a world-class stand-up comic. That is an example of a vision. Okay, I know some of you might be nodding off. So, get everyone to stand up. Everyone just please stand up. All right. We're going to do a little exercise here. I would like those who don't have any goals in your life, that's okay. This is just an exercise, to please sit down. That's okay. If you don't have any goals in your life, please sit down. All right. A lot of you have goals. You guys are outliers. Okay. Sit down if you don't write down these goals somewhere. It's okay. Let's be honest now, okay? Okay, some of you. All right, now, those who are still standing up, you've written down goals somewhere. All right. Sit down if those goals are just career and finances. Just career and finances, sit down. All right, wonderful. Okay, we got about 8 people now out of close to 100, but okay. Sit down if you look at your goals every day. All right, let's give a round of applause to the ones that are still standing up. Woo! Okay, you may sit down now. The inconvenient truth is that only 3% have a vision that is so compelling that they review every day. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the reason why that only 8% of Toastmasters ever make it to CC. Ed, you're welcome, okay? That is the truth. Only 3%. Having a vision is so important, and I'll give you one example, actually two examples of why having a vision is important. There was a study done in 1953 at Yale University, and they took a sample of graduate students. And they asked these students, how many of you have goals? And so they answered, well, 3% have written down goals that they review all the time. The other 97%, no goals. After 20 years, the 3% earn more money than the 97% combined. Okay? I kind of did the math. If those 97% earn 1 million NT dollars a year, it's about $30 million for each, or for those. So that's a lot. In 1979, Harvard did the same study, but a shorter period, 10 years. So they asked, do you have goals? You don't have goals. Okay. So 84% don't have goals. 13% have goals. And 3% have goals written down and they review all the time. The result? After 10 years, the ones who have goals earn double. The ones who wrote down their goals and review all the time, 3%, 10 times. Okay, so that's just like money as the measuring stick. But imagine the happiness of achieving your dreams. So a powerful and fulfilling life begins with a vision. It begins with a vision. And the reason why people don't have a vision or set goals, not you guys, because almost everyone stood up, right? Is maybe personal responsibility. Maybe a fear of criticism, failure, or success. Or maybe they just don't know. I didn't know. Or they experienced the curse of early success. What does a vision do for you then? It gives you long-term perspective. It makes you proactive to look for opportunities rather than reacting. You're going to be doing a speech next time? Oh, man, I'm going to do a speech. Okay? You're going to be proactive. You're going to focus on what's important and make good decisions based on what you want, not what other people want for you. And you adjust better to challenges. So Henry Flowers says, the good life is about impacting the lives of others. But you got to have your plan in writing. So, everyone, I've heard a lot of these kind of speeches, but this time we're going to learn and implement the concept. How do you actualize your vision? First, you need to know you are all capable of having a vision. All capable. Let me ask you a question. What's your dream car? Anybody, shut up, shut up. What's your dream car? Does anybody have a dream car? Ferrari? Maserati! Well, there's someone with style, yes. How about a dream vacation spot? Does somebody have a dream vacation spot? Shout out, shout out. Greece. Greece! Okay. They need more visitors there. Okay, anybody? The moon! You gotta wait for that one, but that's a good vision. What is the vision of your life? I know some of you, don't ask me, don't. The key to your vision is to answer this question. If I could not fail, what could I do? That's the beginning of every vision. You don't think about the obstacles that get in your way first. You think about how awesome it would be to achieve what you want to achieve. What brings me joy? What's my passion? What do other people think of me? Maybe some people will say, you're really good at art. Yeah, maybe I am. Somebody said that to Henry Flowers. When you have that vision, be the 3%. This is actually part of the Henry plan. Henry Flowers has a 5-step program. It's called Henry, Henry. I only have time for 3, so it's just hen. So be the hen that lays the golden egg, okay? You gotta have a plan. And any good plan, you're gonna face setbacks, obstacles. You gotta endure, pay the price. And you gotta surround yourself with new friends. Let me talk about that quick. When you have a plan, you have step-by-step goals, actionable goals to get you closer to your vision. They gotta be smart. We've all heard this before. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. When you endure the process, you're going to have people distracting you, telling you that you can't do it. You may even have yourself telling you can't do it, and you're going to power through it. And the key to powering through that is gotta know why you're doing it. And it's gotta be so real in your mind. You gotta be able to taste it, touch it, feel it, all the other senses. It's gotta be bigger than your fears, struggles, setbacks, distractions, and opposition. If you give in to fear, if you give in to excuses, if you give in to the opposition, then your vision is not greater than that. You have let this part be greater than your vision. Your vision's got to be so great that nothing can stop you. I left everything for my wife. Okay? You got to surround yourself with new friends, and at Toastmasters, what better place than to surround yourself with new friends? And these friends will support you in achieving your vision. If you have old friendships that are pulling you down, cut them off. Find mentors and coaches. Okay, we heard that this morning from Diana Watson's presentation. It's so important. But the bottom line is that champions never take their eyes off their ridiculously awesome what? Vision. So what do champions actually do? They invest and maximize their Toastmasters journey because they do it to achieve their vision. That's how you maximize your journey in Toastmasters. It's about you. I'd like to end my presentation with the most inspiring story. George Yen was the international president in 2013 to 2014. For those who are new to Toastmasters, he's the head honcho. He is the creme de la creme. He's the cherry on top. He's responsible for the entire running of Toastmasters around the world. But what you don't know is that in 1988, he was at a low point in his life. His business that he founded in New York was floundering. His marriage of 17 years was coming to an end. The two pillars that he worked so hard to build suddenly gone. He was adrift. And he came back to Taiwan to regroup, to rebuild, to reestablish himself. And he did that at Toastmasters. The safe environment that the club gave him and being able to deliver speeches gave him the confidence. And that confidence poured into his social and professional life. He had a vision. He says that his crowning achievement is marrying fellow Toastmaster Jory Wu. But he also became the chairman of an international trading and management company. And he's the CEO of 5 international ventures. What an amazing story. So you see how George had a vision. He had a plan. He endured struggles and setbacks. And he certainly surrounded himself with new friends. Those new friends elevated him to become the international director, the pride of Taiwan, international president. Let's give it up for Georgian. Thank you, George. Ladies and gentlemen, you are a champion. Everyone say, I am a champion. I am a champion. That's right. Jim Key, world champion speaker, and this phrase is seared in my mind. It's never too late to follow your dreams. It's never too late. Have a ridiculously awesome vision. Plan your path to perform like a champion and apply what you've learned from Toastmasters. Dr. Judith Rich, a contributor to Huffington Post, said that we are all called to become champions, to become a better version of ourselves. We are to be inspired, inspire others. We're to be committed and passionate and dedicated to our vision. Darren LaCroix at the International Convention this year said that if your goal is to get a trophy, it's better to just buy one. Soak up as much as you can from Toastmasters. And I would like everyone to stand up once again, because I'm going to prove to you that everyone's a champion. Everyone stand up. Sit down if you like to lose. Sit down if you think you've learned everything. Sit down if you don't want to share with others. I want everyone to look around you. That's proof. We are all champions, right? Yes. You are dreamers. You are champions. It is a God-given right to dream. And no one can take the dream, bless you. No one can take the dream away from you if you take it and go with it and believe that nothing can get in your way. Helen Blanchard, Toastmasters' first female international president, once said, if you get out of Toastmasters everything that you can get out of Toastmasters, you will never get out of Toastmasters. But I believe we are all Toastmasters. If we get out of Toastmasters all we can get out of Toastmasters, combined with your vision, you will be uber successful. And in the words of Ted Cochran, I believe in you. 谢谢，我爱你。
Sit down, sit down.
You may sit down.
Sit down, sit down, sit down. Isn't it great? Yes. Do you believe in you? Yes. Next time, you are the champion. Yes, indeed. Don't tell me a lie. Next time you sure will be a champion, right? Okay. Let's give Anson another applause. And now I will give him the certificate and the gift of appreciation. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now there is an evaluation form. Please help me to improve my speaking ability. And there's a part that's on the bottom that says email. Actually, my email is on the next slide. You may email me, or I would like to get to know you. So leave your email and your information, and let's journey together in Toastmasters. All right? Thank you so much.
All right. Now you can go home. Go home.